This morning, I'm going to talk about an issue that affects everyone. It concerns Hong Kong's rapid development and effects it has on the countryside, the species that live there, and the natural habitats. Hong Kong is an amazing city. It's an international trade and finance centre with a well-developed service industry. It has the world's busiest deep-water port, a population of around 7 million, skyscrapers that dominate the horizon. A city with both Asian and Western influences. There's really no place quite like it. Hong Kong is a good example of the technological achievements of man. Buildings sprout up at an incredible rate. However, all these changes come at a cost, as you will see. The theme of my presentation today is, what are the effects of Hong Kong's rapid development on the fauna and environment of Hong Kong? I'm going to divide my presentation into two main parts. First, I'm going to describe a number of problems that have arisen as a result of Hong Kong's development and the effects of those problems on the environment and fauna of Hong Kong. Then, I'm going to suggest some possible measures for curbing these problems so that such development doesn't get out of hand. Now, I'd like to focus on two major problems in Hong Kong. First, we're going to look at the devastating effects of reclamation work, and then how industrial progress in southern China is affecting the wildlife in Hong Kong. The first problem I'd like to focus on is that of the scarcity of land. Hong Kong has limited resources. If we carry on developing at the rate we are now, we'll soon run out of developable land. A term that is commonly used is sustainability. In order for Hong Kong to sustain its growth and development, we need to manage our resources more carefully. To solve this problem, the government has carried out extensive reclamation work. Unfortunately, this is harmful for the environment. Ocean dumping of dredged materials, such as sediment from harbours, contaminates marine food supply, which in turn affects the ecology of the area. Construction work and reclamation in Lantau, most notably with the construction of the new airport and Disneyland, has been harmful for the Chinese white dolphin and some coral reef in the area. Every year, dead dolphins are washed up on the shores of the territory. Some of the reasons for the deaths include pollutants, such as heavy metals, untreated sewage, rubbish, and reclamation work. The effects of all these developments are that the urban areas are steadily encroaching onto the surrounding countryside, and this is the second problem I want to analyse. Habitats are being lost because of the further development of land, and species are being pushed further and further towards extinction. One such habitat is the Mai Po marshes at Mai Po and around Inner Deep Bay. It has served as a haven for migrating birds for many decades, many of which are endangered species. The Mai Po Nature Reserve is one of the largest wetlands in Hong Kong, covering an area of 381 hectares. In 1976, Mai Po was declared as a Site of Special Scientific Interest. Mai Po marshland plays an important role in helping migrating birds to fight off extinction. The rare black spoonbill is one such example. This bird comes to Mai Po in the winter. It was on an endangered list in the 1980s and was later formally classified as endangered in 2001 by a group called BirdLife International. Increased pollution from Shenzhen has reduced the quality of the water in Deep Bay, which flows into Mai Po, and thus has a harmful effect on the wildlife. The water in Deep Bay is important because it acts as a source of clean water and food for the birds. Such pollution, the result of industrial development, poses a serious threat for migratory birds and could mean the extinction of endangered species if nothing is done about it. Now, I'd like to look at some of the measures that can be taken to alleviate the problems of urban development. Firstly, the government should step up its efforts in dealing with these issues. It should review its practices and policies whenever it decides to start a land development project, and it should consult the public beforehand. Secondly, more conservation action plans and comprehensive policies need to be set up to halt the destruction of habitats. This means that the government needs to have in place stricter guidelines for developers so that pollution is minimized and heavy penalties imposed for all those who don't comply. Thirdly, there should be more collaboration between the government and non-governmental organisations, such as Greenpeace and Friends of the Earth, to promote greater awareness of environmental issues and support the valuable work of these organisations. So, to conclude, Hong Kong's development has produced a pollution problem, and this has had a negative ecological impact. Rare species like the Chinese white dolphin and the black spoonbill are susceptible to pollution, and their numbers are dwindling. There needs to be a deeper appreciation of nature on the part of the government, and developers need to take greater social responsibility. Moreover, the government needs to create comprehensive policies and support the work of non-governmental organisations that promote resource conservation. Hong Kong is world famous for its busy streets, the heat and bustle of modern life. Another amazing feature of Hong Kong is its countryside. The animals make a vital contribution to the ecology of the area, and unless more is done, their numbers will continue to fall. If we don't protect our resources, we may well lose them. If you have any questions, I'll be delighted to answer them.